It's Friday night, and of course you know what that means. It means I have no social life. That's right. I have no social life, but I do have action figures, and of course you're here watching On the Bag with me, the eyebrow raising. I'm tired of insulting myself. I'm just simply known as the Mad Montreal Man, and I have a question for you today. What do you want to see? I asked that last Monday and no one answered because no one watches the show except a few handful of my loyal fans, thank you. But no, I asked, what did you want to see? That was the question. So, today we're doing the question because no one answered, because that's my question. What did you want to see? I figured no one answered. That was the question, answered by itself. So we're going to do the question. We are going to be looking at The Shining Knight. Yes. And of course we're looking at Effigy. It's a chase day basically. And of course it wouldn't be On the Peg unless I had a fourth figure for you today. This one's not a variant. I wish I could find the variant. I wasn't, but I did get the Batman Superman composite. Yes. So how are you? How you doing? You surviving? Are you doing your best to fake it till you make it like I'm doing? Hopefully you are. Hopefully you don't have to fake it. Hopefully you're just doing good. Hopefully you are. And, well, I don't want to waste too much of your time because if you're watching this on a Friday night, you're probably about to go out. Or you're coming home hungover. Or if you're like a few of my fans, you're probably now watching this on Saturday morning having a good breakfast. You know who I'm talking about. But no, I love my fans. I love you guys. You're the reason why I do this. Why I go broke. Yeah. One sponsor, that's all it would take. One sponsor. Bring in more than just DC toys. But I love my DC toys, as you can tell. So what do you say? I get my co-anchor, my buddy, my friend, my secret weapon in this war against... It's mint and package, people! That's right. You know what I'm talking about. Dr. Scubble! Oh! Alright, so the question is, what do we start with? How about the question? Yes, a chase. And thanks to my friends at GameStop at the Rito Center, I was able to get the chase, The Shining Knight. And I also got a spare Effigy. I got one, yeah, it happens. I get double sometimes. But let's get this question. The one that a lot of people would be looking for. But I got him. He's mine. And let's take him out of the package. Wait, you want to hear? Let's wait to hear all those mint and package people scream. Ah! I just don't get those guys, you know? You get an action figure and you don't take it out of the package. That's like buying a video game and never playing it. Or you go to a restaurant, you order food, you take a picture of it, and you never eat it. I just don't get it. It's just like, you know, even if it's a chase, you take it out of the package. Oops, which I just did. I'll be back after I finish freeing the question from all those plastic nightmares of his, and we'll be back after the close-up. Now, the question I have is, why do you not come with accessories? That's one question. Another question I have is, Why did they not do him as a platinum DC multiverse and make Renee Montoya? For those of you who don't know, Renee Montoya was the person who took up the mantle of the Question after he died, because the original Question died of cancer. That was a great series, and it was a bit of a surprise because in the comics they killed him off, and they brought back Renee Montoya. If you don't know who Renee Montoya is, she was a Gotham police officer, Gotham detective, so she took on the mantle of the Question. Kind of cool. But what do I think of the Question is probably your question. And, well, let's take a look at him again. Now, there's no accessories. There's no accessories. This actually works, so I can't complain this time. The face detail, well, there's none, which is good, because he's not supposed to have a face. I like the look of him. I really like the Question. It was one of those characters that was not originally a DC character. DC acquired him, and I've always liked this character. It's one of those characters that from a different company, Charlton, way back when, that had these characters that were really kind of cool. There's also Captain Atom, Phantom Lady, the Question. It was just one of those characters. It was just one of those really cool characters that, DC got, and they used for a while, and he even shows up in the animated series, but in comic books, to me, he was like, he's a more realistic type of Batman. He's a detective. He's a journalist. And I always imagined, in my brain, in my bizarre universe of my imagination, you'd have the Question teamed up with the Creeper, who's a reporter, and of course you toss in Mr. Midnight. And if you don't know who Mr. Midnight is, he's basically DC's version of Will Eisner's The Spirit. Really cool characters. Hey, Todd, Mr. McFarlane, you should do Mr. Midnight, DC's Spirit, which would be really cool to have that little set, these three together. Now, as for the figure himself, I like the look of him. I really do like the look of him. The blue, the black, I like him. However, there are some limitations with the articulation. The sleeves are nicely hidden, but they're kind of awkward to turn. There's not much mobility because of the jacket, and it's a shame they didn't do soft goods, because you imagine how good a soft good jacket would have looked on this guy. But then again, they probably couldn't get the color match, so I can understand. I still think they should have put him out as a platinum. You could have had a nice little, Question mist fog thing behind him, which would have been really cool, except that maybe that would kill you too, because it was that chemical that made that fog that you could put the mask on that killed him. I digress, but no, I do love the Question. I just wish we had more characters like this. And I do understand that McFarlane Toys can't put out these like in the amounts that he puts out the Batmans. I mean, he puts out Batmans and one Superman's like Mad and the Flash. He's not as well-known character, which is a shame. However, he should have made it a platinum with that, Renee Montoya Question as the variant. Would have been really cool. That plus the fact you can't pre-order these guys. I was lucky. So I'm happy I have the Question. I definitely, when I eventually finish doing my shelving and so forth, and they do like a Creeper, Mr. Midnight, like a proper detective series. Hey, toss in Dr. Occult as well. That would be a cool team. But yeah, I do like them. I definitely think I've answered this question front of the shelf. Definitely, if you could find him, pick him up. I love having this guy in my collection. And speaking of characters that weren't always DC Comics, but they acquired them, some sooner than others. Well, if you remember the 7 Soldiers of Victory. Now, this is not the original Shining Knight. This is the newest incarnation of the Shining Knight. And I know a lot of people were thinking, oh, Christ, gender swapping. And you're right. The Question went from male to female. The Shining Knight went from male to female. But this was done before all this wokeness anyway, so I don't mind it as much. Plus the fact that Renee Montoya's storyline of the Question was really well done. The female Shining Knight, I can honestly say I haven't read her series yet, so One day, maybe, when I can afford to buy comics again, and I will track it down. But what do you say? Oh, and by the way, Todd, you say female figures don't sell? Wonder Woman sold out. At the New York Con, you had a poll. And guess what figure fans want the most? Power Girl! And you know what's funny? I called it here first. If you remember watching my shows, I said there's a couple of figures we need to have. Guy Gardner and Power Girl. And lo and behold, what's revealed? Guy Gardner and Power Girl. All right. Enough of me patting myself on the back for kind of knowing ahead of time what was going to happen. And now I don't have any sources. I just realized, hey, Wonder Woman sold so well, he's going to do these. He's going to do this. And he did. There's a few others I can't wait to see, but he hasn't announced those yet. And I'm not sure if he's going to take my advice. Hey, Todd, listen to me. Creeper, Mr. Midnight, Dr. Occult. Just saying. But let's get... You know who? My friend, your friend, the enemy of all those little plastic things that hold these action figures in place. Dr. Scalpel out. And once more, just to torment those mint and package people. It's like people who buy a car and never drive it. I don't get that. You buy a car, you never drive it. Why? Why? So, what do you say? I get the rest of these little plastic doohickeys. Oh, it doesn't have that many. Off, and we'll be back after the close-up. Once again, I think there was a lost opportunity here. The Shining Knight, originally it had a flying horse. A winged mount. I can imagine you could have, Todd, Mr. McFarlane Toys could have done a nice big, package where they would have had, the Shining Knight with the flying horse and, of course, the shield as well. Even though I do understand a flying horse, the wings would be hard to do. I mean, articulated animals aren't that easy to make, so I understand that. I am disappointed we didn't have the shield. Just saying. Would have been nice to have the shield that goes with the Shining Knight. Once again, no spare hands, nothing. You have the sword and her, of course. Now, I have to admit, I like the details. I mean, there's a little bit of reuse in the body and so forth. That's not too bad. But I do like the details. It does make me think of, oddly enough, Camelot 3000. I know. It's like you have the Shining Knight. You have the Question. Okay. It made me think of Camelot 3000. If you don't know Camelot 3000, it was a 12-issue miniseries, and oh my God, was it good. It was ahead of its time. It was good, and it's one of my favorite miniseries. I do go back and occasionally reread it, and if you haven't read it, I do pick it up. I think there's a trade out there now with it, but it made me think of Camelot 3000. So it'd be nice eventually to have the characters from Camelot 3000, because if you look it up, especially the Morgan Le Fay, wow, that would be one really cool action figure. King Arthur, it'd be cool. But also made me think of the traditional demon. So far, Multiverse, the only demon we had was the one with the armor. Would be nice to get a traditional Etrigan. Etrigan Shining Knight would be a really cool combination on a shelf. It'd be nice. The Seven Soldiers of Victories, I also would be nice. Can you imagine if McFarlane did the Vigilante? He's done Jonah Hex, so he's dabbled in the Western stuff already. So you could do like, hey, we got Jonah Hex. You could do the Vigilante, Diablo. Just saying. It'd be a nice little stretch into the Western characters of DC as well. And I said the same thing about the war characters, but because of the Shining Knight, it'd be nice to have, even if it's a modern take on the 7 Soldiers of Victory. As for her, I do like the details a lot. It's a nice action figure. I had doubts when they first announced this character. But the face sculpt, I'm lucky. Maybe mine is a good face sculpt. I like the face sculpt. I like the details in the shoulders and the elbows. It is a nice looking action figure. My only complaint is, once again, it happens with McFarlane Toys. You don't have that. It's like a very abrupt, here's my arm, sleeve, done. Yeah, but I can live with that. I can live with that. Really cool. This is a really nice one. It's, if I had enough shelving space, front of shelf. And the stand works. It's great. That works. Okay, the next one, a lot of people probably have never even heard about. Now, this one, I understand why Todd made this a chase, because I don't think if they would have announced this as a, platinum character or even a regular one, people would have gone, who? Unless you're a diehard Green Lantern fan, especially of the Kyle Rayner storylines, you probably never heard of Effigy. I know, it's an interesting looking character. I remember reading him in the comics. It was just one of those characters I kind of went, okay, they want to make Green Lantern fight Firestorm, basically is what I thought, because that's what it felt like. And, well, let's see if I think better of the action figure. Once more. Dr. Scalpel. I'm having fun doing this today, because I know a lot of people out there who chase chases, never open them. So for me, it's my way of saying, why? Why don't you just take it out of the package? I mean, you can keep the box. I mean, I have a whole bunch of these empty boxes I stack. My whole back wall is empty boxes because I took the action figures out. So I don't get those people who keep it mint in package. I just don't. It's just weird to me. It's just like you buy something that was meant to be displayed, to be enjoyed, and you don't. It makes me think, okay, you're just buying toys to scalp them. And that happens a lot, and that's something with the industry that kind of drives me crazy. But I'm going to finish taking him out of the package, and we'll be back after his close-up. Okay, look, it's Firestorm with a Joker face. This one, I have to admit, I'm disappointed in a little bit. The effects do fit on his fist, which is nice. No spare hands, no grabby hands. I don't think they've used this one before, and if they did, I can't remember it. I don't know, maybe it's just the one I got, but for some odd reason, the shoulders on this guy are extremely loose. I haven't had to heat them up at all. They're just really... And the base, the peg barely fit into the peg hole. It does hold them up, which is nice, except you have to lean them in a certain way. Once more, ankle problems. As a character goes, Todd, why? Why choose this character out of all the other characters you have access to? This one this was definitely not one of mine that I would have chosen. It's not something I would have gone, hey, we gotta do Effigy. It's not something I would have gone, hey, we need to have this figure done. This is, especially when it comes to Green Lantern villains. I mean, where's our Carol Ferris? I'm just saying. Star Sapphire, hello, be kind of cool. A Blue Lantern, How about the Dark Stars? Instead, we get Effigy. I mean, the face literally makes me think of a Jokerized Firestorm. So to Jokerize him would be easy. Don't make him a normal face. So, body-wise, I mean, he's your typical body buck. You know, it makes me think of, if you just look at this part, the color combination. It's chocolate with red candy topping. It's like a weird, like, you know, kind of Halloween candy you got at a bakery. So yeah, it's just, and no spare hands either. It's just kind of like this one. I'm happy I got him. We need more villains to, you know, to put, you know, in setups with our Green Lanterns and so forth. But yeah. He's gonna go. Okay, here's the front of the shelf. That's front of the shelf. That's back of the shelf. This is gonna be more like maybe about there on the shelf. A little on the disappointing side. It's also a very boring costume. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, we got one more to go. Now, this is not the original Superman Batman composite or fusion. This is the newest one. And right off the bat, I will say, compared to the old one, it's an improvement. So let's see if the action figure is an improvement over Effigy. Once again, once more, into the depths of cutting plastic. Dr. Scalpel. Now, I was trying to find the variant. The variant is basically just the same guy. Except instead of having the red boots, he's got like the green colored boots and so forth. I saw pictures of it. It'd be really cool. I haven't seen him. Maybe one day I will track him down. Who knows? First I have to track down a job. It's like those people who buy things mint in package. You get a job offer, you get a job, but you never take it, and you just stay unemployed. That sucks. I need a job. I need him out of the package. So what do you say we come back after his close-up, and we'll see what I think of this Bat Superman. Well, you didn't see in the close-up the back. He does have the symbol in the back. Black and red, you know, red on black. The symbol in the front. Now, I will say, compared to the original composite or fusion Superman, I like the design. I do like it. It does look kind of interesting. It's black, a little bit of blue. I wish there would have been some red on the shoulders, so when you move the arms down, it kind of continued the look. Being a bit picky. He also comes with some accessories. He comes with a spare left hand and 3 batarangs, which is kind of weird because he doesn't have a spare right hand. Interesting choice of accessories. Now, I like the details in the belt. You know, I mean, the body looks like parts of it are reused. I do see some reuse here, but who cares? I don't mind the red boots, the red helmet, even though it makes me think of, you know, what if, say, Batman and Supergirl had a kid? Oh, did I just reveal something I thought of for my Kryptonian universe? Yeah, it's a storyline I have in my Kryptonian universe. But no, I do like him. I think he's definitely worth it. He's definitely worth it. I mean, articulation, it's all the standard stuff. I wish there was a little bit more, maybe detail in the belt. A little bit. But no, I do like him. I do like the fact that it makes me think of Super Batman. I don't necessarily think Batman Superman fusion. I think it's Super Batman, kind of like that speeding bullet Superman, but this time it's Bruce Wayne and so forth. I do like him. I do recommend if you can track him down, pick him up. One warning though. I don't know, is it just me? Do I keep on getting bad ankles with my toys? I don't know. I do like them. I'm not sure where I'd put them on the shelf because I don't really have a shelf of fusion characters. And thankfully my wall of sound is hopefully working because my wonderful neighbor is playing crappy music again. Man has no taste in music. The woman there has no taste in music. Don't even get me started on the kids who live next door. Well, if you can't hear the noise, which is good, I do like him. Pick him up if you can. I'm sure you'll be able to find him somewhere. He's not going to be as hard to find as, say, the Question or Effigy. Well, actually, Effigy you'll probably find because he's probably going to be popping up everywhere. I was at GameStop today, and they had another Effigy on the shelf. They still had them. But the Question, Shining Knight, hard to find. Definitely those are worth hunting down. Him, if you see him, pick him up. If you see the variant, let me know. Because I like to have it. Because to me, the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, it's Green Lantern energy, not Kryptonite. It'd be nice to have the green boots as well. It'd be nice to have the variant. I like those variants because at least then I have a reason to put them more at the front of the shelf when you have a variant. And that's it for this week's figures. That's it. Now, the good news is a lot of stuff came in. A lot of my pre-orders came in. Actually, I think about 90% of my pre-orders that I had going for a while finally came in. So we're definitely going to have enough action figures for the next 2 shows, which will definitely bring us to the end of Season 3. So next week, next Friday, we're doing the Red Hood. No, I don't have his motorcycle. I think I pre-ordered it, but it didn't come in. We're doing Cyborg. Right off the bat, I can tell you we're getting closer to the Cyborg I want. And of course, we'll do Connor Kent, Lex Luthor. Even though I did the regular Connor Kent, I figure it's about time I take out the Lex Luthor. So that's next week, and maybe we'll even do this Street Fighter toy. For the week after that, I've already told you it's going to be, episode 52 is going to be a Batman episode, because we also have Bullseye Batman. You go, Strange. Oh, but it goes on. Dick Grayson Batman. I told you, it's going to be a very big Batman week for 52. It's going to be the last of season 3, so it's going to be a very long one. Next week will be a normal show. 52 in 2 weeks is going to be a long episode. I also got 2 other ones in, but I don't think I'm going to open them. At least not for the video show. I got the Joker Eyes Future's End Batman, and now that I have him in hand, I regret ordering him. I also got the Joker Eyes Harlequin. Now, I like the Harlequin colors, but I still think that head looks too cartoony, so I might not bother with these. I'll probably just open them up, put them on my shelf, because I don't know about you, I'm getting a little tired of the Joker Eyes characters. There's just especially this one. The face is a bad repaint. So, might not open these on the show. They'll be open, because that's what I do. I also got another one that I'll probably wait for down the road, just because I got the Patina Batman The Dark Knight Returns. But I think I've done so many Batman Returns now, I might just open this and put them on the shelf. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And don't forget, week 52 will also be... I'm getting out of frame again. It fell on my foot. See, empty package. You're mint in box, people. You can keep your box pretty good. Put the plastic back inside, and you just look on your wall. Looks really good too. And the following week, for week 52, will be, of course, the Batman Mega last episode of the season. We also have the Batman Forever to do, and after that, like I said, I'm taking a break. I mean, I do have to find a job because I need to have a job to pay rent and to buy more action figures. But don't give up tuning in, or if you really should, hit that like and subscribe button, especially the bell notification, because even though Season 3 is going to end after 52, there might be a couple of special shows, such as the Batman and Solomon Grundy 2-pack. We'll probably look at that. And I know for sure, I can guarantee you, I am doing a special. There'll be a special episode after season 3 on this alone. Jonah Hex. McFarlane's first age 17 and up toy. And I'm torturing myself by not opening this up now, but I want to finish season 3 with the next 2 episodes. This will be a special. So you definitely want to have that, bell notification thing on your channel, so that when I finally do this special, you get a little bing bing. Oh, here, a special. You weren't expecting it this week, but boom, here it is. Boom, done. And season 4 will return. I probably will be changing the studio a bit. Not much of a change in the format. I might, instead of doing 4 figures in a week, I might do 1 or 2. I might make it smaller. Who knows? I might make it bigger. I don't know yet. I don't know. My mind's been preoccupied with finding work, because this is expensive. I don't have a sponsor. I've also been trying to get my health back, because my throat still isn't 100%. I wish it was, but it's not. And like I said, I have to find a job. Unless someone out there wants to sponsor me, I'm cheap. Trust me. But no, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. It does give me a reason to keep doing this, because I know a lot of people, after a while, they give up on YouTube. They give up on their hobbies. I've been doing YouTube now for 13 years. Wow. Never got famous, never got popular. That's fine. I just do it for fun. But as for hobbies, I had to give up comic book collecting, which in some ways I don't mind so much, because the comic industry kind of went with stories. But action figures, as you can tell, I love action figures. And you guys liking the show, subscribing to the show, is encouragement for me to keep doing my hobby. Lets me know I'm not the only guy out there who's a toyaholic, who's crazy enough to go and do this every week. And yeah, it's really good. And of course, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys sharing the videos and everything else. I appreciate comments. That's a hint. You comment. Go ahead. I like people's comments. I try to reply to the comments that I get. I might not do it right away, but I try to reply to them. Yeah. It's been a weird season, hasn't it? Ups and downs, highs and lows, no Muppets. And I know a lot of people miss the Muppets, but things happen, okay? If I still have the hard drive on my old computer, so if I can ever get that stuff off the hard drive, I would have all that raw footage and some of the edited shows with the Muppets that I could be able to do for you guys, but who knows? It costs money to do that. So, do your best. I mean, I had a bad day yesterday, food poisoning. But do your best, especially as the season changes, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. But do your best, of course, to stay healthy. And when you get really cool action figures, it's really easy to find that little bit of joy in the day. It might not last for more than a few seconds, a minute or two, but that little bit of joy is a good way to stay happy. And even though my life's going to hell in a handbasket, I'm a month away from panic mode, Jonah Hex came in. And, it's like all comedians do. Actually, most people who do YouTube do this. Same for TikTok. Most people who put themselves in front of the camera, not behind the camera just showing their hands, when you actually show your face, you're assuming a character. You're not like this 24/7, but it's a good way to stay positive and to face the next day. And on that note, I will see you on Monday. I haven't forgotten about you. Monday, the last of the Marvel Mondays of Season 3. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. And avoid stupid people. I've had to deal with a lot of them lately. And I'm going to go basically edit this thing out for a couple hours because it does take time to edit. Then I'm going to probably have a nice triple shot of absinthe because I'm still not feeling 100%. And knowing me, I'll be job hunting until about 2 o'clock in the morning again. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who follow me on Facebook as well, I will be doing a live broadcast sometime next week, so just check your Facebook and you'll see when I'm going to go live. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a good weekend. You don't know how much I want to open this up right now. But I'm going to have to wait. So will you. Catch you guys next time.